Oh, that's wonderful coffee. Good morning. Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, no longer Los Angeles, California, to be pseudo specific. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Saturday, July the 26th, and this is the TNAM Daily Show here on the New American Media. There's the TNAM Daily Show. Here is the New American Media, because the old American media has failed. On today's program, we're going to talk about the historic night for Los... Hang on, what's streaming? It's giving me an error message, but it's not explaining what it is, and it doesn't look like there's any problem. I think we're streaming to all the places. We're going to talk about the historic night for a baseball player in Oakland. Happy Gilmore 2 is out, and we're going to buzz through the news. So let's jump into our weekend version while we unpack what's happening in the world.
Your guide to the truth, thenewamericanmedia.com.
Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great time out there. I know I am. Let's talk about what's in the news. Oh, I guess I should have titled it this. Did you see this friggin' story? Let's go side by side. Well, this reminds me very much of President Trump's first term. Doing great. Things were going fantastic. And then, boom, China intentionally released a bioweapon on Earth. Some people may say there was an accidental lab leak. Other people would say, oh, a bat kissed a pangolin. We've had an outbreak of chocolatey goodness, says Jon Stewart. Right. Remember how things were pretty good in the economy and a lot of things were making sense, and Trump was battling these bullshit fake attacks, the treasonous acts of Clapper, Comey, Brennan, Clinton, Biden, Obama, like the whole Russia Gate stuff, Perkins Coie, Steele dossier, phony FISA warrants, committing every act of treason, staging a coup over the last 9 years. Well, President Trump was in the middle of his term. Well, 3/4 of the way, whatever percentage of Trump's term was going well, seemed to be cruising toward an easy re-election. And then COVID was released. And then everything got crazy for a while. So I'm sitting here watching the last 6 months of President Trump's administration saying, they're getting a lot of stuff right. We're reversing course on a lot of stupidity and correcting a lot of problems. Okay. But then part of me goes, oh, shit, well, when is the other shoe going to drop? That's the phrase they use. When is the other shoe going to drop? Well, if you were wondering what might come next to mess up this latest attempt for a nationalist to fix America, instead of having the elite, the air quote, they're not elite. They're master scammers. They're master slave masters that want you in debt, begging to subsist, and they want to shake you by the ankles and take as much as they can from you. Yeah, both Republicans and Democrats have been playing that game. They don't care. They don't give a shit about selling you out or selling the country out. They have no allegiance. They have no soul, essentially. They've sold that part of themselves. Yeah, they live in an awesome house, a $7 million home. Hey, let's get a second or third home. Hey, let's take every fancy vacation, go out to all the dinners, hobnob and shake the hands and, do all that stuff, right? They don't care about you, George Carlin. They don't give a F about you, he said. By the way, hit like, hit subscribe, however you're watching, and link up with us at all of the places the New American Media exists. Right here at the bottom of the screen is scrolling. The New American Media is on Instagram, Facebook, Truth Social, Rumble, Odysee, Twitch, Kick, DLive, YouTube at the New American Media, on Telegram and Signal at TNAM and TNAM chat, on X at American_media_, and our podcast is the Agree to Disagree Show on Spotify and Apple. So link up with us. Additionally, our Patreon link is at the New American Media, scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Our tip jar is Venmo and Cash App at BrianEngelman. And PayPal, the email is fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com. Fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com if you would like to contribute to independent journalism, folks. So Dom Luker, breaker of narrative, says, here's breaking news. Here, let's click it. A Harvard astrophysicist, is that singular or plural? It can't be both, just claimed that this alien object in the sky was detected in space and it might attack Earth in November of 2025. They also claim this would be dire for humanity's existence. This comes after an alleged alien was spotted in Compton, South Central California this week. Hey, remember Project Bluebeam? Wait, what's this? I didn't see that video. I will have to let it play one. Remember Project Bluebeam? Yeah, that's the plan to unleash like a hologram in the sky, to shoot a blue beam out there, a hologram, to make people think that their religious leader has returned to Earth. Oh, how convenient. Maybe you could get Allah, or maybe you could get Jesus Christ, or maybe you could get all sorts of... What am I supposed to be seeing in this video in Compton? Not quite understanding. Yeah, the point is to control people with the return of their favorite deity. Go back for 14 years at the New American Media. I've been warning you about Project Bluebeam nonstop. Because I always play a game. If I were a bad guy, what would I do? Oh, I would do Project Bluebeam. Absolutely. Now, would I have unleashed COVID? I don't know. Was it necessary? I mean, what else was going to derail Trump's easy coast to a landslide reelection? Oh, and the media were completely complicit in that hoax too. No, it was a thing that happened. But the way that it was reported, and the people who were censored, and the stories you couldn't talk about, and the procedures and protocols and therapeutic options that were available to boost our vitamin D, to boost our health, to give us a chance to really fight this thing off and deal with it on our... All of that stuff was hidden. Hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, demonized. You talk about it, demonetized, shadow banned, censored, deleted, erased, fucking depersoned, erased from the internet, erased from Instagram, Facebook, Meta, erased from Google, YouTube, erased from Twitter X. That's what the plan was last time. Oh my God, you want to activate some sleeper cells, convince them that Jesus Christ came back, convince them that Muhammad came back, convince them that, oh, look, it's in the sky there. They're saying an alien was found in Compton. Remember, that was part of the story. Part of the story with Project Bluebeam was when at Coachella, they had Tupac come out, and Tupac was out there rapping on stage. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Snoop, maybe it was Dre, maybe it was both, maybe it was M. I can't remember. But Tupac performed on stage at Coachella with the sagging pants and the shirtless and the chains, and he kind of out there rap. He's just a hologram. That was shit, man. I don't know, more than 10 years ago at this point. So people, I've played for you Hulk Hogan, finding Jesus and finding spirituality later in life. And look, I mean, every human we have a wide variety of things that we are and things that we would like to be and things we wish we weren't, things we wish we did, things we wish we didn't do. And the story of Christ is a story of salvation. I mean, find your spirituality as you deem fit, whatever that happens to be for you. As long as you're net positive on society and you're not harming anybody else in your pursuit of the thing that you like. I do have an issue with Sharia because it's a global domination scheme. It's a form of governance that cloaks itself in a religion and says, oh, wherever we go, we must dominate and impose this. That Sharia thing, that component, makes it incompatible with our Bill of Rights, our Constitution, our civil liberties, the things that America embodies, at least theoretically. I mean, obviously we fall short and obviously people abuse things, but we're supposed to be a place of freedom, and Sharia is not that, so it's incompatible. But, you know, as long as you're finding some spiritual path that's consistent with do as thou wilt, but do no harm. The do no harm component is a secondary component to a, you know, whatever you would call it, a Luciferian me strategy of, you know, I'm going to go get mine. It doesn't, none of the ramifications of anything I do matter. All that matters is me getting what I want. Well, there's a do as you want, do what you want, comma, but do no harm to other people. That's the libertarian concept of the non-aggression principle. Do no harm to others. And like I mentioned, Sharia is harm to others. It strips the civil liberties of other people away. So, but yeah, I mean, imagine throwing a deity in the sky and make him say something. Well, guess what? You've activated sleeper cells. Huh. You flood America with 30 million, 40 million illegal alien invader sleeper cells, Trojan horses. How many of these, for example, could be fans of Muhammad? And then maybe throw something up in the sky and everybody sees it and he commands you to do something, or to, you know, there's your, we're going to go march peacefully, patriotically at the Capitol. The media translates that into, we're going to fight like hell and burn it down. He never said that. Take him out, string him up. He never said that. The media twisted it into that. The lying legacy media did, of course. That's not what happened. But imagine if the person you were following said, it's time to take over. Go after all your positions of power and congregate and take it over. Now is the time to bring back the global caliphate. And you're like, huh? All of a sudden, 30 million illegal alien invaders activate. It's not like 30 million came from the same place, of course, or that they all believe the same thing by any stretch. The point of 30 million illegal invaders is we don't know who any of them are. None of them have been screened. We got child abusers. We got lady abusers. We have murderers. I used to think Trump was off his rocker when he would talk about these things. Not off his rocker, but I just be like, well, why are you focusing so much on this? I don't see it. Then you see Lake and Riley. You see case after case after case. The migrant crime, week after week. It's just people that should have been screened out through a basic vetting process snuck in the back door and they've been causing problems. That's not going to be tolerated in America. We can't have that. Anybody that you know that's a monster needs to be filtered out. That's why you got to check everybody. And that's why you don't let hundreds of thousands of kids, well, they call them unaccompanied minors. Unaccompanied. Who the hell would send their kid unaccompanied somewhere, especially to another nation where they speak another language, to be handed off to somebody that you don't know, so they can do God knows what with them? No thanks. I don't know what the Democrat, deep state, Obama, Biden plan to colonize Earth was, but no thanks. You know, I'm going to speak out against colonization. You know, that's been a scourge on Earth for a very long time. So Barack Hussein Obama, I'm going to colonize America and Europe, and with NGOs and Soros and Tides Foundation and a whole bunch of others. You know, we're going to set right which once went wrong. I'm going to colonize. We're going to take over every sovereign nation. You know, I tell Michelle all the time, it can be done. Yes, we can. She says, no, you can't. I say, si se puede. Yes, we can. I mean, imagine you throw up Project Bluebeam with some alien invasion. Perfect. Well, we've had a good run, humanity. It was a blast knowing you. I tried to be as authentic to myself as I could. I love humanity in theory. So keep your eyes peeled to this alien object, people. I just wanted to tell you about it. Our comment was OFFS. Oh, for fork's sake. By the way, let's check in live on Ghislaine Maxwell's prison guard right now. Oh, looks like he's sleeping. Ghislaine Maxwell singing like a bird, allegedly. 1, do you trust her? 2, can she be protected? 3, what kind of plea deals? I guess anything she's talking about, she's getting a plea on. So it's like, well, if you talk about everything, then none of this can. We'll see how this all works out. Would you agree that President Trump has been looking guilty as sin? Would you say that maybe he's been playing 4-dimensional chess and tricking the leftists into demanding the Epstein list that's going to out Larry Summers, former president of, what was it, Harvard, and Bill Clinton, and all sorts of other people that Trump is starting to drop? We're going to find out. But to anyone who knows anyone who's ever been abused as a kid, you sort of want to string them all up. You want to get them all. And Kash Patel did just announce a bunch of arrests. So I am appreciative of that. Let's bounce over to our X feed. Buzz through a couple of stories for you. By the way, we do our normal shows. Usually it's Monday through Friday at noon. Been sort of settled on that. Might bounce into the evenings at some point in the future, but for now it's daily show at noon. Join us. We get all of our regulars in the bar, and we all talk about what's on the TVs behind us. All right, let's talk about this. Right here, pinned on our X feed, we're at American_media_. It says the new American media, from sports to spirituality, comedy to Congress, and freedom to firearms, seeking truth, challenging dogma, and having fun. Join the mostly civil conversation. We've been going since 2011, 14 years, people. So here's our Patreon link and our interview with Mr. John B. Wells, formerly of Coast to Coast AM, and from Caravan to Midnight. So check that out. You can sign up to be a Patreon supporter. All right, speaking of check this out, holy what? Nick Kurtz just had one of the greatest games in baseball history. This dude went 6 for 6 with 4 home runs, 6 runs, 8 RBIs. Nick Kurtz. This is not your average scenario. This dude, you don't get 4 home runs in a game very often. And you rarely get a night like this. They talked about total bases, and this guy just dominated. So check him out, Nick Kurtz. We ran a poll on the New American Media, and 81% said they don't expect Obama and Hillary to be indicted and convicted of treason. Well, that's sad because it seems like they got him. Seems like they have all the information they need. The case has been laid out for many years. We'll see how it shakes out. Joe Cran here posted this. Anybody else, raise your hand, type in the comments. By the way, however you're watching, say hello. Type hello in the comments and let us know that you're watching. Tell us your name or your initials and where you're watching from. Anybody fans of Happy Gilmore? That'll be a question of the day. If you're a fan of Happy Gilmore, type it into the comments, please. But Happy Gilmore 2 is exactly as it should be. Really stupid, full of throwbacks, and with a ridiculous amount of cameos. Absolutely perfect sequel. I intend to watch this. However, the person I intend to watch it with didn't see Happy Gilmore 1. See, back before the internet and back before memes, you used to just quote Happy Gilmore scenes to people. Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. When's the Billy Madison reboot coming? Anyway, I'm excited to watch that. The hockey player that turns to golf. Super excited. All right, they're showing here the inside of this place. Take a look at these pictures. Representative Mike Herodopoulos says, I've been inside the Federal Reserve. They make the Ritz-Carlton look like a Holiday Inn. They're blowing money on luxury while Americans struggle with sky-high interest rates. It's time to cut the spending and the interest rates. I agree. Check out yesterday's show, Remembering the 80s, and Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. Plus, the Obama-Clinton treason case grows and Ghislaine Maxwell speaks. Check out yesterday's show. Check out this video, who MAGA Rick says is the best video they've seen today. Peyton Jackson says, I was born black, not Democrat, at the Fort Worth City Council this year. It's worth the watch. Yeah, just scroll through our Twitter feed and you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. I want to tell you about Operation Grayskull, to the people who are saying Trump is covering up and Trump's a big creep and Trump's not getting anything done. Well, watch.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kash Patel, Director of the FBI. I'm excited to announce the results of a global operation to take down 4 of the biggest child sexual abuse sites on the dark web and bring the criminals who operated them to justice.
I sure hope this generic music in the background won't show up as a copyright strike. YouTube is absolutely bonkers.
As a result of Operation Grayskull, the FBI arrested 19 subjects here in the United States, and working with our international partners, helped coordinate additional arrests in 7 more countries. Shockingly, many of these perpetrators had no prior criminal records. They were people we knew and trusted, neighbors, colleagues, even family members. They were active in our communities and around our children. This is why we must stay vigilant. Investigations like this are thorough and resource intensive. They often take years due to the complexity of tracking perpetrators on the dark web. Specialized teams like the FBI's Child Exploitation Operational Unit work tirelessly to find those who harm our children and put them behind bars. Through global partnerships and dedicated resources, the FBI works to ensure that all children have the chance to grow up safe and free from exploitation. Rest assured, we will keep hunting these criminals no matter where they are. Thank you for keeping our children safe.
All right. Well, that's a good thing. Thank you, Kash Patel. Thank you, Trump administration, for that. So people screaming, all right, Epstein list, Epstein list, Epstein. All right, something's going on with the Epstein list. Something's going on with that case. Let him cook. You have to make a choice, people. Make a choice right now with the Epstein thing. Either trust Kash Patel, who's unleashing all of this. They're recovering tens of thousands of unaccompanied minors, missing, possibly exploited and abused kids, ushered in by Biden's open border, Biden-Harris open border with Obama pulling the puppet strings. So you either have to trust Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, President Trump, and Tulsi Gabbard and Pam Bondi, or the people that left the border open, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and the deep state. I'm going to pick Trump. I don't understand why we're not just getting the info. He's on the list, they say. Well, what does that mean? It's a dartboard. Yes, we've seen pictures and video. They've been at events together. They're in the outer ring of the dartboard. And there's the middle ring. They're saying, oh, he sent a birthday card, or he signed a guest book or something, or he took a flight. No, not to the island. It's a private jet that's chartered, and he went from Florida to New York on the plane once. Not with him or with anybody, but took the plane, because the plane's just like a taxi for rich people. But do we have anything that President Trump was in the inner circle or the bullseye? Inner circle and bullseye is like you have compromising, you were compromised. You've been blackmailed. You've been caught in the spider web. This is a Mossad, CIA, deep state honeypot trap to catch people so that you have to work for them, or else your life will be ruined. You'll be exposed. We don't know. We don't know what we don't know, and there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. We don't know what that team that had those files did to those files in the last 4 years. We know that Trump worked throughout his career. He was, according to the interview we played yesterday, the only person that was subpoenaed that took the interview and worked to get Epstein put away. So if you got to pick one side or the other, I'm going to stay with Tulsi, Bondi, Patel, Bongino, and Trump. I'm not trusting Obama, Clinton, Biden, Harris, the deep state, the open borders, the child trafficking. I'm not trusting that side. I'm not really trusting the Trump side, but I am seeing stuff like this where they're taking the largest groups down, and I'm a fan of that. I'm here for that. Riley Gaines talking about how they swore up and down they weren't performing this butchery, but now they're telling you they always have, and they'll continue to do so. Boston Children's Hospital releases a statement, according to Libs of TikTok, affirming their commitment to unnecessary gender mutilation. They call it gender-affirming care. The chemical and surgical castration of children. Remember when Democrats and the media insisted this hospital wasn't doing this for minors? They need to be immediately defunded and investigated. Agree or disagree? This video was not the day before. It was Hulk Hogan. Yes, we did a tribute to Hulk Hogan, a true American icon. Yes, we know he was on videotape, or he was recorded saying some things, and yes, people in their private lives say things they don't do in public, and yes, some of that is not great. But his legacy as an American icon is indisputable. I mean, for 4 decades. Just wild. Being Libertarian here says Powell isn't the problem with the Federal Reserve. The problem is that it exists. Audit the Fed, then end the Fed. Look at the purchase power of the dollar. We've been robbed our entire lives, people. Stop this. We gotta get rid of the Fed. All they do is steal our money. They don't do anything productive. I dare you to lay out the case why we should let a private banking cartel steal our money, digitize money by a keystroke, by pressing a button, and then loaning us our own money back at interest. I ain't your slave, buddy. Large crowds of people protesting against open borders in Britain tonight, according to Peter Sweden. And the media is censoring it and keeping it from you. Obama tells young men they need gay men in their lives. Is that something Jesus would say, or is that something Satan would say? Asks this person on this video. Appears to be a black lady. I don't know who she is or what she is, but check out that video and tell us your thoughts in the comments, please. For the first time in American history, Roger Stone agrees with Senator Ron Wyden, because they both say Epstein's bank records containing 4,000 wire transfers of $1.1 billion should be released for investigation. Nick Sorter says President Trump absolutely slams Gavin Newsom and the $100 million meant to go to fire victims. Looks like another Democrat-inspired scam, $100 million missing. It was supposed to go to the LA fire victims. Where's the money? There you go. Project Bluebeam, a catastrophic hostile alien ship headed for Earth within the next 3 months. Scientists just dropped a bombshell. The mysterious intergalactic object could be weaponized alien craft, and it's on track to reach Earth by November. They're calling it potentially catastrophic. No media panic, no government warning. Why the hell is no one saying anything from the New York Post? Barry's saying out loud that scientists conducted the largest no-informed consent medical experiments and public deception operations ever in the history of planet Earth by clinically testing the vaccines on billions of people. Huh? What is he actually saying here? This is on C-SPAN. Are we misinterpreting this? Let's watch this video. It's on our X feed, and type your comments in the bottom. I think we need to expand on this and see if that interpretation is accurate. But the more I learn about this Obama fella, the less I like him. Hello, what I built 3 years you can't in 10. Hello. Barack Obama did say that he wants gay men. Yes. What was the quote? Was the quote up here that Obama wants? You need gay men in your life. What's the?
Seriously. Barack Obama, listen, Satan, you are a lie. Satan is a lie. Seriously. And I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Okay, see, the more you talk... All
right, there's music in the background. I can't play it. But yeah, Obama came out this week saying men need gay men in their lives. And you're like, huh? What are you saying, pal? What are you getting at, buddy? Corey DeAngelis says the nation's largest teachers union scrubbed their 2025 handbook. Interesting. NEA, National Education Association. It's all falling apart. Speaking of falling apart, the absurdity of Jen Psaki interviewing John Brennan can't be overstated. She was Obama's White House communications director at the exact moment Brennan and Obama were orchestrating the Russia collusion hoax against Trump, and now she's playing journalist, and he's her guest. Hilarious. So check that one out. Yeah, Brennan is he might be the fall guy. If I had to guess, I would guess he's going to be the fall guy. We'll see how it shakes out. Top Trump lawyer Todd Blanche reports Ghislaine Maxwell sang like a canary and answered questions about 100 different people associated with Epstein. So we shall see how it goes. This guy's invading England, and he's not shy about telling you about it. Crazy eyes, people. Alina Habba has become New Jersey's top prosecutor again. There was like judges and deadlines and temporary and this and that. But you know what? She's now the acting U.S. Attorney General for New Jersey. They played their legal maneuvering games, and whatever. She's in. That's a win. Hey, by the way, Clip Keeper reminds us Adam Schiff spent years claiming evidence of Trump collusion with Russia. And he said, everything I've seen, the FBI acted completely appropriately. Huh. He found 17 errors in the 4 FISA applications, and they found no evidence of collusion. Yeah, Adam Schiff is in the top 50 people who needs to be indicted for treason, of course. Here's the clip that Maria Bartiromo says is great. They say, oh, we never said Russians hacked the election. Here's 2 minutes of them all saying Russia hacked the election, causing brain damage and Trump derangement syndrome to people across the country, leading to so much strife where it was unnecessary. Folks, I could unpack the news and dig into 1,000 other stories, but that's all I have time for today. It's the weekend. Hello, Nick. Howdy, everybody. It's the weekend, and there's a lot of things to do, but I just wanted to buzz through the top list of them. Project Bluebeam being one, Ghislaine Maxwell being one, and a few of those other updates being stories I wanted you to hear. But follow us in all the places. We told you at the top of the show, all the places you can find the New American Media. We hope that you do. All right. It's going to be a quick one today. Going to go enjoy this wonderful day and do a bunch of things. I hope you get some vitamin D and enjoy your life as well. All right. I'm going to sign out. I'll be back on Monday at noon. Until then, I appreciate you. I love you. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.